Sake is like a traveler who transcends time. In a single cup, you can remember the past and hope for the future. Imbued in every single drop are the heartfelt emotions and the unique stories of the people involved. Now, let's start a journey to explore sake. Discovering local spirits of Ishikawa Prefecture. Noto town, located in the northeast tip of Ishikawa's Noto Peninsula. Surrounded by nature, fishing and agriculture are at the very heart of this town. Deep gratitude for nature and devotion to the gods run strong here. Traditions live on, from the wild Abare festival with its towering Kiriko lanterns. Ceremonial Eino Koto, dedicated to the deity of the fields, giving thanks for the year's yield and praying for the fertility of the grains. As well as the Amame Hagi custom that warns children against laziness. These enduring customs are recognized as UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. Here on the Noto Peninsula, an area that preserves the nostalgic scenery of old Japan, on January 1, 2024, a massive earthquake struck, causing devastating damage. Buildings collapsed, fires raged, and tsunamis rolled in. The landscape was scarred by landslides, changing lives of local people in an instant. Kazuma Sake Brewery, which has been brewing sake in Noto town, was also struck hard and suffered severe damage from the earthquake.
I evacuated with my family on New Year's Day and could not return straight away. However, once the aftershocks had eased, I returned to check the brewery. Bottles were smashed and sake had spilled out everywhere. It was total chaos. I just stood there wondering, what on earth happened? What I had to do was try to detach from my emotions and assess the situation objectively. Trying to look beyond the obvious losses, I had to focus on what still remained as I inspected the premises.
What saved them in that despair was the dedication of the brewery's employees.
Well, my parents' home is in Kanazawa, so I was visiting them at the time. News reached me that staff who remained in Ushitsu had already returned to start the clearing up process, so I returned as quickly as I could.
Despite everyone facing their own hardships, seeing people choosing to return really lifted my spirits. But above all, seeing people were safe was a relief. I was filled with gratitude.
Also, a major ray of hope for their restart was the rescue operation, led by the Ishikawa Prefecture Sake Brewers Association and peers from across Japan.
We couldn't finish the process at our brewery. Honestly, I had almost given up hope that this liquid would ever become sake. Then brewers from unaffected breweries rushed to our aid even though they were busy brewing their own sake. The roads were in a terrible condition at the time, but they found a way to get trucks through. I'm truly grateful.
That year, all 11 breweries in Okunoto suffered from collapsed storehouse and severed water lines, creating a desperate situation where they were compelled to halt all brewing operations entirely. However, thanks to incredible levels of industry support, hope for recovery was kept alive.
We received advice from breweries that had gone through previous disasters. First of all, they told us restarting brewing was what mattered most, but when to resume was our choice. We took that advice on board.
President laid out exactly what was going to happen next. He assured us, saying, if we proceed this way, everything will be absolutely fine, giving us a clear roadmap. And when he simply said, let's do this, we switched gears. We thought, okay, understood. Let's give it everything we've got, and started preparing for an April restart.
And just 3 months after the earthquake, Kazuma Sake Brewery resumed the sake brewing despite the damage caused by the earthquake, and shipped out their flagship sake, Chikuha Noto Junmai.
We felt the quality would make our customers happy, so we shipped it.
Chikuha Noto Junmai, the pride of Kazuma Brewery. Well-balanced Junmai sake balancing sweetness and refreshing acidity, brewed with Noto rice and water.
Not overly showy, it's designed to accompany food, yet it still has a solid flavor that works with any dish, with a gentle richness designed to make pairing easy. It has a fruity aroma and a smooth texture.
Kaichiro Kazuma is the fifth generation owner. He took over this historic brewery at just 24 years old.
One day, my father, the previous president, called me to his office. He asked, "Want to be president starting next month?" I immediately replied, "Yes, let me do it." I thought it was my big chance. That's how I felt.
Always positive, Kaichiro relentlessly pursued his ideals. 10 years after taking over, he had built the foundation for a reborn Kazuma Brewery. First, he focused on cultivating local Noto sake rice.
Our management philosophy is brewing Noto. So to move closer to making sake that lives up to that ideal, we needed to use 100% local ingredients.
He reached out to Takahira Uura of Yume Urala, his old high school classmate. He partnered to grow rice, using as little pesticide and chemical fertilizer as possible.
I've always had this desire deep inside me to grow sake rice. So along with the honest joy, I felt a sort of good pressure to succeed. To me, rice farming that respects nature, or rather, these kinds of agricultural initiatives are extremely important. This sake rice used by Kazuma Sake Brewery is not grown using chemical fertilizers. We use eco-friendly paste fertilizer that don't produce microplastics. So in that sense, when a customer drinks the sake, they are playing a part in helping the environment.
When I first took over the company, only about 40% of our rice was grown here in Noto. The other 60 came from other regions. But I had a truly strong desire to use rice grown right here in Noto, so we gradually worked to increase that ratio over time.
Currently, Yamada Nishiki, 500万石, Ishikawa Mon, and 100万石の白 are the main strains. With the cooperation of other Noto producers, they have been using 100% Noto rice since 2020. In addition to brewing sake made from Noto rice, they have created a work environment focusing on full-time employees. They have abolished seasonal work, overnight stays, and extreme hours. Furthermore, Kazuma Brewery has made it their mission to maximize Noto's appeal through their brewing. To achieve this, they crafted unique sake designed specifically to pair with local specialties like Noto beef, squid, and oysters.
Noto has a rich food culture and many delicious ingredients. That is why we developed specific products, designing the flavor profile solely to pair with local specialties like squid and Noto beef. So we launched a product whose quality was tailored specifically to pair with them. This is ikajumai, brewed specifically to go with squid. What sets it apart is that we blend unpasteurized sake that has been aged for 1 year, creating a flavor that is perfect for the sweet, sticky texture of squid. The yeast used in this sake is misaki yeast, which is extracted from Noto seaweed. We brew it with deep ocean water from the Ogi area where those same squid are caught. So both the ingredients and flavor are designed to match squid perfectly.
Kazuma Sake Brewery's steady and meaningful management was recognized in 2018, as they were selected as a regional future driving company by the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. Also in 2020, they won Noto's first gold and regional trophy at the International Wine Challenge. In 2023, they won the top prize, the trophy. They have also won numerous prestigious awards at other competitions. The sake of the reborn Kazuma Brewery, which has slowly made Kaichiro's dream a reality, has captured the hearts of many devoted fans. Izakaya Mebuki in Wajima City. The restaurant was opened by 13 chefs who ran soup kitchens in Wajima from the very wake of the earthquake. Co-founder Toshiya Ikehata. He is the owner of a Michelin one-star restaurant that has captivated gourmets from both Japan and abroad, with cuisine making lavish use of Noto ingredients.
The local fish caught in this area and then the local sake. Throughout history, they have been inseparable partners in nurturing this region's unique food culture. You really can't separate one from the other. That is why I believe that when you pair the food with local sake, it enters the body most smoothly. It just feels the most natural and comfortable. When it comes to Kazuma Brewery's sake, I feel really captures the true essence of Noto. One wonderfully expresses that gentle character and the feeling of being blessed by nature. And within that, it captures the qualities of the rice grown right there. Rice has a certain natural sweetness. It expresses that sweetness perfectly while also maintaining a clean, elegant quality. It kind of just settles smoothly into your body without resistance. That sensation is what I really love about it. My cooking is strictly centered around using ingredients from Noto. So naturally, having a Noto brewery involved is absolutely essential to my work. I truly feel this sake gently nestles up to the ingredients I use here. It's like a perfect companion to the food. It's one of my favorites.
Pride in their craft, integrity in their process. Kazuma Brewery has simply continued to brew.
Even though we don't need to use the word reconstruction anymore. Many company presidents have been saying that they need to revitalize their companies. So I'm doing my best to be a part of that.
I realized things couldn't continue as they were. Well, something inside me had changed. So directing our brewing efforts toward that goal, it really feels like our mindset has shifted 180 degrees.
As a brewery rooted in this region, we wish to offer an experience only possible here. We want our flavor to carry the winds of Noto, inviting people to picture this landscape in their minds. Our core is a soft mouthfeel and clean taste. Within that framework, we explore different expressions, crafting some bottles to be sweeter and others to express a sharp, refreshing acid. I really just hope that this sort of unpretentious, straightforward character comes through to everyone who drinks it.
For the revival of sake brewing in Noto and a better future, Kazuma Brewery continues to brew.
Introducing Kazuma Sake Brewery's 3 recommendations. First up is Chikuha Noto Junmai, featured in the program. This is the Junmai sake that defines Kazuma Brewery, made with Yamada Nishiki rice from Noto. It perfectly expresses the rice's delicate sweetness. Next is Chikuha Ika Junmai, made specifically for squid dishes. Try it room temperature or warm for sashimi, chilled for grilled squid, and hot for simmer dishes. Finally, Chikuha Junmai Daiginjo, made with Ishikawa Prefecture's original sake rice, 100万石の白, characterized with fragrances of apricot and plum, with a clear, crisp finish. Please give it a try.